Alright, welcome back to another video. Today we have the final round from the Senior Lightweight Championship at South Coast Karting. Today we got double points, which means we might lose 6th place in the championship, which is my goal for this year. So let's hope we have some decent races and try and secure that sort of midpoint in the table. Okay, lining up for the first race then. It's a rolling start. We're going the reverse way around the track for this last race. We're P8. Not really where we want to be. We want to be sort of P6 or above, so let's see if we can make that happen. It wasn't the best start. Looks like we're going to lose one place right off the bat to this person up our inside, although I can't tell quite who it is. We're going to just actually manage to keep it, hang it around the outside, dive up the inside here of the person in the black suit there. I can't remember who it was though, unfortunately. We're going to see if we can go around the outside again there, just not quite, struggling for grip a little bit. As you can see, the track is kind of half wet, half dry. Wet enough to be very slippy off the racing line, but dry enough to be very fast still on that racing line. We're going to go up the inside here, just about going to make it happen. We're going to lose the place on the exit though, because we had to take a slightly odd line. We got somewhere up our inside here, but looks like we'll get away with it because we're going to then be on the inside for this corner. Pretty good racing to start off. We can see they've gone wide. We're going to go up the inside. Nice easy overtake, put us into P7, really almost where we want to be. We're going to chase down this group in front. It looks like Sean in front there, so he's very quick. He's a bit further back than he'd normally be. Maybe we can follow his lines, learn how he gets so fast, and sort of cut through the grid as he's doing here. Caught up already, really feeling quite confident in this kart and in the conditions, which is good. And just sort of now we've got to get our head down. We've got to try and catch up, get past. Something I've struggled with a little bit with this season. You know, maybe it's just because I'm not used to driving at this weight or with this kind of racing in the seniors, but just overtaking, didn't quite pull off some moves which I think I could have, especially earlier on in the season. So now, last race, it's our last chance to gain some points. I want to make sure that I really drive to the best of my ability, and so far that's definitely happening. We're taking a good line through here. We're catching up to this bigger group in front of us, and everyone's quite close, a lot closer than in the sort of first few rounds of the championship where it was quite spread out. Now you can gain a lot more places by being faster, but if you make a mistake you get punished a lot more. So it's kind of, you know, if you're good it's better, but if you make a mistake you get punished a lot more for it. And we're struggling to overtake a little bit here because, like I said, that dry line is really nice and fast, but the wet line is really, really wet, and so there's not much grip other than exactly where you want to be, and obviously you can only fit one kart there. So getting good drive out of here. This kart is pretty good in a straight line, which is good, although to be fair all the karts are pretty equal here, mostly the driving, but you know, we won't say that because I need an excuse. Look for a move up the inside there, but we're not quite going to pull it off. We'll take some big curb, go around the outside. That was pretty opportunistic, but we're going to make it happen. We'll pull it off here into P6. This race is going very well for me so far. We've still got a little bit of a big gap in front that's kind of grown from us having to make that move and lose the time. So again, we just got to reset now, try and keep Steve, I think it was, behind us. I think that was Steve. Yeah, it was, because Sean's up here ahead, and we've managed to actually catch up to him a little bit further in the race. We've got 3 minutes left. He's going to go wide, could look for a move up the inside here, but we're not quite going to make it happen. following those lines, trying to learn. If we can get past Sean as well, that would be fantastic for us. A P5, especially starting from P8, would be pretty good. We're going to try and use a little bit of runoff on that corner because it's a little bit more rough, a little bit more coarse, so we have a bit more grip in the kind of mixed conditions, the Jensen Button's favourite conditions. And hopefully they should suit us pretty well because we've got quite a smooth-ish driving style, which means, you know, these kind of half wet or half dry conditions, although I've said conditions for about a million times, I need a thesaurus, but this kind of weather should be very, very good for us, and so far it's proving to be. A little bit wide of the apex there, but you know, that's what happens when you have an adapting track. You've got to adapt your driving to it as well. Could look for a switchback here because Sean's rarely made a mistake there, and we've managed to catch up even more time. 2 minutes left on the clock now. See if we can make it happen. We get a little bit of oversteer there. Had we not, we probably could have gone up the inside. So just the sort of the perfect time to not make a mistake, and we made a mistake, but that's okay. You know, we've still got at least 4 or 5 laps left to make it happen. Right up on the back of that number 3 kart, taking a little tiny bit of curb through that corner there just to hook the car around so we carry a bit more speed into the chicane. We've got a group behind us as well that you can't really see on the camera because I'm not looking behind, but obviously we have to make this move stick if we do make it, because otherwise we could end up falling all the way back to sort of 8th or 9th if we get it that wrong. And you can see just a few mistakes now, so we've got to try and next time just take advantage of them, go for that gap that's going to be created. The field has spread out a little bit in front, so if we do get into P5, I don't think we'll catch up to 4th. Not quite getting close enough to that tyre barrier there either, getting a little bit of oversteer on the exit, just getting those front tyres a bit wet from the line we were taking sort of into the chicane. Here looking really good for a move up the inside again, but offline. Stayed offline, which cost us speed through this corner here, and then all the way down the back straight we're going to be running a little bit slower. As you can see, that gap just opening up a little bit, but we catch up towards this corner here, this sort of bravery corner. Don't lift quite enough, we go quite wide, which has cost us a lot of time actually. Only 30 seconds left now, and that is the checkered flag. And a really good race for me. That checker flag waved a bit early because we went the wrong way on the formation lap, so they had to go again. But yeah, as you can see, thumbs up, very nice, and I enjoyed that race. That's a very good way to start off this last round of the season. Alright, so heat 2, starting 6th, because this is where we finished the last race. And anywhere here is good championship wise for us. We've got everyone who we need to be in front of behind us, which is always good. Although Steve is going to get past us right at the start there. We've not had the best start. That's fine, he's in front of us anyway. It would have been very difficult to catch him and pass him for 5th in the championship anyway. A lot of carnage on the first lap here. I've not been able to gain any positions from it because I was sort of caught off guard a little bit. But I've seen Elliot go a little bit slowly out of there, so we're going to see if we can get past him. Not quite going to get it done there. Some sparks coming up because he's taken a lot of curb. He's going to go defensive. We're going to see if we can try and get around the outside. A little bit of contact. It looks like we're a little bit faster at the minute. We're just not quite able to get past. And this is sort of going to be the theme for the race. We're going to be behind Elliot, trying to get past him, but he's just a little bit too quick. Apart from certain parts of the track, we were a little bit quicker, and you can see we catch him on those parts of the track, but just can't quite get past, which is quite frustrating, but also a lot of fun. It leads to some really good racing. We're going to see if we can go around the outside here. Not quite going to make it happen though. We're going to cut back nice and sharp to make sure no one gets a sneaky move on us, which they're going to try and do on the exit there, but we're not going to lose any places. Obviously we lost one just in the start of the race, but now we're going to stick in P7. This is still good for us championship wise. Skipping forwards a little bit to 8 minutes left in the race. We're going to see if we can cut back here, get a little switchback done. We've got the overspeed, we're going to go up the inside. Just can't brake late enough. He's taking a lot of curb, but he's going to just stay in front. Don't know where he found that grip, but very, very impressive to find it and manage to stay around the outside there. Sort of shows the experience and the pace he's got. I think he won, or at least got a lot of podiums at race this year, so he's He's pretty quick, and this is going to be a good opportunity for us to try and learn from him, as well as get past him and have some good racing. Again, we're going to try and get that cut back, but we're just going to lose some grip. He's really slow on the exit there, so I wonder what's going on, if he's got some kind of issue, or the line he's taking is just making him have to really slow down on the apex there. But we've tapped him on the back a little bit, which isn't great. You always kind of feel a bit guilty doing it, because you know you can feel it when someone sort of drives into the back at you, even when you're not going that much difference in speed. We're going to see if we can get a switch back on him then and overtake him on the exit here, but just again a little bit of oversteer, can't quite make it happen, and we're not going to get past. Going out wide, he's going to stay inside, stay defensive. We get it again, he just defends very well, but we can't get past. Takes a good line into there. We're going to take a little bit more curb than him, try and get a little bit more grip, a little bit more drive out of there, but the gap has increased a little bit. So head down, let's close this gap, and then basically try not to get held up the next time we catch up to him. Just go straight past and get it done, move into P6, and then we're going to start to look very, very good to secure that sort of goal I had this season for P6 in the championship. Again, just sort of, we could try cutting back there just to gain a little bit of time, and we do gain a little bit of time. But skipping forwards to about 3.5 minutes left of the race, we're in a little bit of a bigger group now, and the track has dried a bit more. We're not getting quite so much oversteer with the line we're taking out of that last chicane, so we take quite a sharp line, which is fastest through it, but probably not the fastest out of it, especially not in these sort of wet conditions. Taking, as always, a lot of curb to get that best drive through here, and this battle in front has meant they've sort of fallen back into where I am, and now I'm going to try and just get past, sneak on by, and these two sort of trip over each other a little bit. We're not going to go around the outside there, because that would be a pretty stupid move, but we might get a switch back on here. We're alongside fully, this has to be the one, come on. So we're going to go around the outside here, but he's just going to somehow keep that speed up. We're going to see if we can switch back here. No, I'm just going to go back to the racing line and see if we can get him down the back straight with a better run through here. Just starting to sort of get out of that move range now, although we could get past him here. He defends very well. He's going to go to the inside. We're just going to compromise his exit through here, although he takes a lot of curb, and he makes up for it. He stays in front for now. He's going to go defensive into the chicane again. Get a little bit of a lock up on the entry there, just braking a little bit too aggressively for the kart, and we're not going to get that opportunity to switch back him again out of here. And this is going to be how it is for the rest of the race now. We're going to try and get past. He's really slow out of there. Nothing I can do. I sort of hit him. I couldn't react fast enough. Feel a bit guilty about that, but oh well. Still right on his tail. He's dropped back a lot from, oh, I can't tell who it is up in front. They're too far away, but this means we should get past him. We're definitely faster. Not long left of the race now. I'm going to see, can I cut back through here, go a little bit deeper, straighter line out of here. Just basically bump drafting through here. Still going to get just about alongside, but we have to take this outside line, which is not quite as grippy and a little bit slower. Still on the outside, still in contention for the place, but here no grip at all. He's going to come flying through, and I can't tell who that is on the inside, but they're almost going to get past. We're going to just about defend 7th place, which is good. Don't really want to be lower than here, especially not because I know I'm fast enough for at least P6, maybe even P5, but at this point in the race it'll be hard to get. A little bit of curb on the inside, not too much, otherwise they'll give you a penalty, and that's given us a really good run to try and make another move here. We're going to switch back because I know he's slow. He's really slow on the apex. Don't know what's going on there. Got to put the hand up and apologise. Sorry for hitting him, but I think it's just because he's taking such a tight line and I wasn't, that I basically couldn't get out of his way, and he couldn't get out of my way, obviously, because otherwise I would have got past. Is that track just starting to dry up a little bit more now, and you can see we're going quite a bit faster than we were in the first heat, and the track looks a bit more grey rather than kind of a, I don't know, black. So it looks faster and it drives a lot faster. It's a lot easier to drive on, and you can take sort of more different lines, which is why the racing here has been really good, because a few places you can overtake and there's a load of grip, but then in some of the others there's no grip at all whatsoever. As you can see, going through there, getting a little bit loose. The gap's increased a little bit now though, so we're going to have to really drive hard to sort of maintain it or keep it back up, catch him back up. Taking that same line as normal, swinging back in, that I found really works for me, and it has worked here. Getting on that power really early and straight lining it through here as much as possible. These chicanes in reverse are so much fun. I cannot overstate how incredible they are to drive, especially when it's quite unforgiving because of this sort of mixed conditions. We're going to have only 1 or 2 chances now that we're back up on the tail to try and get past, so we're going to have to move. Surely it's going to be the last lap now. Just poking our nose around the outside here, not quite going to happen. Can the cutback be on? No, not quite. We're almost too close for it. Can we go around the outside? This time we stay a lot closer to try and stay in the grip, but there's not enough grip and we just can't get the kart rotated enough. Slipstreaming all the way through here, it would be an unwise move up the inside, but he's going to defend from it anyway, which could give us the overspeed to go for a move into the chicane, but he defends again very well. Maybe a kart space on the inside, but probably wouldn't have ended well. Taking a lot of curb up there, and it's P7 at the end, but what a race. Probably one of my favourite races of the year, and now I'm really looking forward to the final. If we have another great race like that, a very good way to end the year. Okay, so time for the final. If we have a good race like we have in the last 2, that would be very good. We're starting 7th, we're on the outside now. It should be a better line. We're not going to have the best start though, although we're not going to lose any places, so I guess it wasn't as bad as the last race. Keeping our nose in there to try and gain a place, or at least not lose one. Could get away with it here. We're going to sneak up the inside. Perfect. Not going to lose a place, although we will gain one off Caleb. I think that was, who'd gone a bit wide. We're going to see if we can get up the inside here on Sean, but not quite. In fact, we're then going to lose a place. Can't tell who that is, but they're going to get past us. We're back to P7 where we started. Already a lot of movement positions wise. This could shape up to be a really good race. We're going to see if we can get a switch back on them here. They've all sort of concertinaed up. A little bit more rain in the middle of the chicane now. I think someone hit one of the tyres and a load of water came out of it, so that's going to shake it up a little bit. We're going to see if we can sneak up the inside here, although not quite. Has gone a little bit wide though, so we'll see if we can sneak up the inside and maybe hang around the outside. Nope, not this time. Just sort of didn't have the commitment for it. A little bit wide of the apex there, and that's going to cost us more time. Decent line through there, trying to stay on the dry line, which has reduced a little bit. It's also sort of rained a teeny tiny bit more, and there's a lot more water standing on the track, as well as just like that weird layer over where it's kind of not wet, but it's definitely not dry. And on slick tyres, you really notice, especially then when it kind of looks dry, it almost feels dry, but when you get to the limit, you find that the limit is just a little bit lower than it normally is, and that's, as you can see, making it difficult. I can't really adapt to it. I didn't see it coming, and I'm just struggling to find the grip as a better driver would. But we're going to see if we can get a good line through here. That wet patch costing us a lot of time, giving us a lot of oversteer coming out of the chicane. We're going to try our sort of come out wide and cut back in line, which has worked. We've gained a lot of time. We had a big overspeed on the guys in front. Someone's gone wide there, so we'll sneak up the inside, although we won't quite pull the move off. That's, you can see where the conditions have changed a little bit in the last race. Had we been on that inside and they've been as wide as that, yeah, easy peasy, we're getting past. But we didn't make the move happen in the end. We're going to skip forwards a little bit further. Here we are, sort of 7 minutes into the race, still P7, although Caleb's going to come flying up the inside, which was inevitable really. We're going to fall back into P8. He's really fast. I didn't defend really, but thumbs up saying thanks. Not really our fight. I'd do better to just try and learn where he's driving, because he's flying. I can see he's going a little bit wider than I am through there, which gives him a little bit more exit speed through here. He's driving more sort of slow and fast out, as most people say you should. So I'll try that again on the next lap, or I should. I'm not sure if I actually will. And he's already pulled a big gap, so clearly what he's doing is working. And yeah, as long as I pay attention to that, I should be able to get a decent bit of time. But the kart really bogged down coming out of that chicane there. I think I just took an awful line, which cost me a lot of time on Caleb. We're going to just get a little bit wider than normal. And yeah, it was probably a bit faster, but I need to really get wider and wider. Well, it's kind of difficult to do that when you're driving. Obviously, when I can sit in my nice warm room, it's much easier to tell, like, oh, could have gone faster there, could have done this, could have done that. But when you're driving, it's quite hard to focus on what you're doing and what someone else is doing and try and follow them, learn from them. But, you know, it didn't happen this time. Maybe I'll learn from this person in front of us. I'm going to see if we can get up the inside. No, we're going to lose another place here. We get pushed a little bit wide, but it's fair racing. We're going to really bog down out of here, really struggling to get on the power. Not happy with myself at all for letting that happen. We're going to drop down all the way to P10. Really not going the way we would have wanted it to the last race, which is a shame because we had two fantastic races in the first and second heats. And then we've sort of done a reverse of what we normally would. Normally, I have a bad heat 1, a little bit better heat 2 and a great final. Now we've had a really good heat 1 and 2, but not so good in the final. Which is something I'll try and work on a bit this year. I've got the first round of 2024 tomorrow, or the warm-up round of 2024 tomorrow. So it's going to be good. Obviously looking at this stuff now is really helpful, and these videos have been really helpful actually, so I can look back, try and see where I can improve, and hopefully next season we'll be fighting for podiums a little bit more, because we only had 1 or 2 races where we're really up there, where we can be more often as long as I get good basically. But anyway, that's it. It's checkered flag for the last time in 2023. Thank you all very much for watching. A bit of an annoying way to end the year, but oh well, we'll come back stronger next year. 2 great races. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next year. Bye bye. Oh wait, no, this year. This is coming out this year. See you all tomorrow. Bye.